Don't wanna hear that I can't, 'cause I can. I'm getting closer every day. Don't tell me I'm not when I know that I am. Just shut up 'cause you're in my way. It's the worst, but I know the drill. When there's a way, there's a will. You gotta get up, get up, get up. You gotta get out, get up, get tough. 'Cause winners never quit, quitters never win.
So I am super excited today to have Heather White here as part of our very first Fearless Factor sessions, I guess, coaching sessions with the one and only Heather, who's coming to us live from Vancouver while I'm here in Buenos Aires. Very cool, very international. Heather, do you want to do like a quick intro about why you're awesome?
Hey everyone, it's Heather White here from beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. I'm so thrilled to be here. Thank you to Natalie and hello to the Suki's Entrepreneur Tribe. This is exciting to be here. Although I spend lots of time doing profit models, marketing campaigns, building out niche markets, what I'm really super passionate about is the whole how to come from a place grounded self-care so that we can get to accelerated profitability. Because my belief is that booming growth should be blissful. So that's where I'm coming from, and that's what keeps me going every day. So I'm so thrilled to be here for the Fearless Factor. Fear, what a topic. It's so interesting. So many dynamics to it. So many ways to look at it. For starters, I wanted to take a moment to kind of reframe it. I actually think fear is feedback. And especially within the context of entrepreneurs that are blazing a trail of growth, true pioneers out there stepping into the mystery of life, fear is just feedback that you're going in the right direction. And to be honest with you, what I've discovered, and again, I'm still learning this stuff, that is what makes this so exciting. We're all learning together. And if I just tell the truth of my story, there's always resonance in that for other people to see themselves in my stories and understand, know, and grow as a result of that. For me, fear is feedback that I'm stepping into the unknown. This is exciting for me because even within some of the most crazy fear moments, there's this little vein of curiosity that I feel. It's kind of like, what's over there? If I touch that, is it really hot? I see the danger sign, but I still want to go and check it out. And so for me, fear is feedback and fear is darkness. What I think is so interesting about what I've discovered is that when you walk towards that darkness, you realize that you actually bring the light. You, in walking towards that fear, illuminate what ends up being a whole new world, a whole new perspective, a whole new level, and a whole new evolution between who you were and who you are. Because we're constantly growing and we're constantly changing. I think fear is exciting.
I love that, and I love that attitude. And in my High Flyer newsletter the other week, I think I was telling you, I said, I'm quite comfortable now taking fear out for lunch and sitting down and, you know, shooting the, whatever you want to call it, just like talking to it about what it has propelled me to do more of and what it maybe pushed me away from. And I kind of like that idea of sitting down for lunch with fear, looking it in the eye and saying, you know what, it isn't that bad. And I think a lot of the time it's, if you looked at yourself and said, what's the worst that could happen? That's when you realize it's totally in your mind, totally in your mind. You're fearing becoming your best self. You're fearing putting yourself into this amazing place and living this truly incredible life. And just to leave people with one note, like if they really are having a day when they're just feeling incredibly scared, and it's that kind of scared, it's not that I'm going into a dark alley, it's the really, could I be freaking awesome if I step into my power right now and do this? What's your one piece of advice, or the one maybe step that you take when you're having that moment to just stop it, to just cut it out and move forward and get on with it?
I think for all of y'all to think about one thing, one action step you could take, besides the fact, I will say, when you're feeling fearful, the first thing I would do is breathe. Just take a bunch of really deep breaths, reconnect with your body, because oftentimes what happens is we're so in our head, using our intellect, using our intuition, going towards the goals, and we end up in fear, and oftentimes our energy has just gone too much into our head. We've disconnected from our body. We've disconnected from some part of the truth. And so breathing taking a few deep breaths, in and out, and really connecting with that breath will start to dissipate that fear right away. The second thing I would do is try to name your fear. This makes it real. That way you can kind of get to know your fear, because that's just your feedback. That's information for you to wrestle with and understand and get to know. And so if you can name it, then it becomes real. And when it becomes real, then you can start to pull it apart and figure out, what does the fear really mean? What's the message that that fear is bringing to you? And one last thing I'll say in terms of our kickoff for the Fearless Factor is oftentimes our fear comes up so much because we end up in our ego. We end up worrying too much about how I look and how I'm presenting myself and do I sound smart and all those things. And if we go back to ask ourselves the question, what is my intention? When you ask yourself the question, what's my intention? Oftentimes, I'd say the majority of times, especially when we're talking with entrepreneurs, is their intention is to be of service. They want to share some nugget of knowledge or a great product or something that they really feel so passionate about bringing out to the world and making an offering to the people that they know need and want what they have. And so oftentimes when we ask ourselves, what's my intention, you recognize that even in the presence of fear, your intention of service is so much more powerful and profound that you can kind of link arms with your fear, recognize that you're just stepping into the darkness and that you're bringing the light, and you're actually just growing and evolving to a new level. And so fear then becomes something that you're anticipating with excitement. Doesn't mean your body still doesn't have little nigglies, because we all do. But that's what I'd leave you with today. So Fearless Factor number 1, ask yourself, what is my intention? See if that helps. And if not, take a few breaths. See you guys next time.